So I mean, yeah, peaked, peak Ascent 2 done just like that. Now we just gotta find another quiet game. Yeah, I remember Schedule 1. That was so boring. I hated that series. That series was so bad. Well, not series. The game was like it got boring fast, but I feel like it's a chill game. Repo's a quiet chill game. We could do Repo Season 2. Eh, what's this? Merge conflict. Colorful, relaxing, casual. Hold on now. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, no. Let's see. Any new games? New releases? But new releases, I feel like I should be allowed for new releases. Protest, no. Oh, yo, we need to get this game. No joke. It's only a demo. How long is the game? I bet the game is only like 3 hours. You know? Bet it's only 3 hours, bro. How long is it? 1 hour only? Straight up just like 1 hour game. Two hours a game at max. I mean, maybe, but I would prefer to play that game when I can be loud as I want. Oh well. Let's see. We could do a little. Yo, it's $50 and Anabolic Effect is $50. We got it for free on the PS5. Huh. Don't think there's anything else. Cast and chill. I can just see it in real life. Why would I do it in a like plant nurse simulator? Cash cleaner simulator. Huh? Y'all see anything good? I don't see anything good. Tiny Glade? Aha. Don't think there's anything here. Everything's for the PS5. But the thing is, like, we can't play PS5 today. It's kind of annoying. Maybe we could do some reaction videos. Why does Overwatch have nerf? That doesn't make sense. They trying to be like Fortnite. They trying to be like Fortnite. Yeah, no, it is. It's just can't see anything good. Can't see any. I don't see anything good. Doesn't I swear Epic Games has a lot of free games. I don't have Epic Games on this computer. I remember when I was younger, there was like the, the Epic Games gave a lot of free games. Yeah, it was this straight up story games. Battle of Polytopia. What? Yo, D-Rock Legacy trash. We played it on the PS5. It's bad. We got yo Planet Zoo is bad as well. It's just a lot of games on the PS5, huh? Even Overcooked 2 is for free on the PS5. Why am I browsing? Escape 2? Yo, we could. I ain't gonna lie, we could revisit Slime Rancher. That was a decent game. No joke. Nah, it takes a lot of hours though. I mean, I could revisit it. It gonna take a long. It gonna be a long series. It's a grinding game, man. It's a grinding game. It's for the journey though. You know, it's a grinding game though. It's like Minecraft, but you just sort out slimes and yeah, that's basically it. Nothing. What's in my library again? Literally nothing's in my library. Because again, we can't be loud, so you know, can't be loud. So that means gotta get a chill game. What kind of chill game would I even have there? You know what I mean? Wait, let me check something real quick on my phone. Still can't be loud. All right. Uh, everything's on the PS5. No joke. We could do Would y'all even be down to see Slime Rancher? Is there a Slime Rancher 2? Yeah, there's literally a Slime Rancher 2. I actually never played Slime Rancher 2 though. There's like Easter eggs and stuff. You know what though? I never played Slime Rancher 2. Yeah, I never played Slime Rancher 2. I've only played the first one. It was released in 20. Wow, it's been 3 years since it released. Damn. Damn. June, July. Wow, they didn't even update it. It's been a while. They probably abandoned the game. They did. I don't think I have any other games. Should I have a look? I'm about to get doxxed. Nothing. Straight up nothing. Maybe we should do it. I don't even know. I already played enough Peak this morning. Man, without the PS5, without being loud, I'm quite constrained. Even reaction videos I gotta be kind of loud, huh? And to do reaction videos, I have to move studios again. I wasn't prepared. It's okay. Tomorrow we're not even gonna be in the studio tomorrow. We're gonna be out in the wild, talking to all of the people in public. It's great. Just great. Honestly, I'm kind of. Should we even try Slime Rancher 2? I mean, like, I'm not sure if that's going to be entertaining. I'm I'm not even sure if I want to play it or not. It's like a girl game though. Then why did I play when I was younger? Well, I guess when I was younger, it wasn't that bad. I'm like older. Repo, GT. Yo, I think I might have to re-download Epic Games. I swear I have so many games on Epic Games. I literally have tabs as well on Epic Games, just saying. Also, this isn't even my original Steam account. I have an older Steam account with true numbers of hours. Man, my old Steam account had like hundreds of hours on like Warframe. Those days were when I was young. And COVID. Remember that. COVID was crazy. So many hours on games with the boys. Oh, it is what it is. What's next? You know what though? You know what doesn't disappoint me? Ah, flashbang. Roblox. Yo, they Sinister Bus. We played it already. Virus, Border, Doors, Hitch a Hike, Housebound, Midnight Aquarium. I think all these have to be loud though. You know, Trespasser, Ophelia. What's this? Train tunnels. So many horror games. This looks good, but the rating's bad, so I wonder why. Rake Remastered Chapter 5 Hotel. What? Isn't. I swear Roblox is like. Don't they just copy other games? They literally do. They literally just copy other games. What? Steal anime baddies. Nah, Roblox just straight up. I don't see anything good. Yo, there's actually nothing. Bro. Dredge. We're gonna be playing it on the PS5. No joke, we'll be playing it on the PS5. That gonna be good. That gonna be good. It's gotta be something. It's gotta be something. You know what I mean? Gotta be something. Gotta be something. Keep on mining. This. Again, I have to be quiet, so I can't really be loud. It's quite frustrating. I could move sit-ups. Probably. I'll do some research. It's been 2 hours already, chat. Because we did play Peak and we absolutely cooked it. My goodness me. We absolutely destroyed Peak. I cooked that map too. It's insane. Should I play Supermarket Simulator? No, Laundry Simulator? I feel like I'll cook it. I mean, it's been a while since. The only reason it got popular was because that streamer Queso played it. I remember watching some of it, so I mean, yeah. Midweek deal. Whoa, it's a lot of games. Huh. Give me some. Give me some action. Give me some action. Peak was an action game. Probably was. Don't think I'm gonna join that Valorant or League of Legends ecosystem. It's a bit crazy. Should I? Is Battlefield 6? Is there a campaign? Is there a campaign there? It's not out. But there's gonna be a campaign version. That's gonna be nice. I like new games. I have it. Do I really want to do shooting game? Shooting game is probably boring. Huh. I'm doxxed. I'm doxxed.
Resistance calls on you.
Yo, we could play some Wolfenstein. Oh wait, it's literally just. Oh my bad. I don't think I can play that on. Yeah, no, mind. My bad. Can't play that game on Twitch. I don't think I'm allowed to because you know, it's got my Führer in it. Don't think my Führer is allowed on Twitch. Well, not in today's time, considering that everyone is. Yeah, don't want to get into that topic. It's Fallout. Yeah, Wolfenstein is literally, uh, wait, what is that song? I can't remember the song. There was a song recently. Not recently. There was a song that people hum to, but I completely forgot. I can't remember. It went in like dun 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 dun. They don't They don't understand something, something, something. I can't remember. Ah, it's like they don't understand me on Twitter. Oh, okay, I know now. Dude, it's just my dopamine's destroyed because all of these games require to be louder. There's no quiet games. Maybe we should just do Slime Rancher. What kind of game is Slime Rancher, anyways? It's an open world game. Elden Ring. Uh, these are very. Huh. What's this? This looks kind of cool. Oh, that looks kind of cool. Grounded 2. Yeah, people will still be playing Grounded 2, huh? People still be playing Grounded 2. Dude, all of this is free on the PS5. Literally, everything here is on the PS5, bro. Everything is on the PS5. Alright, nothing here. Can this start like that? Action advent. I'm sorry, chat. This is boring. This is probably super boring. My bad if it's really boring. Probably is really boring. I'm pretty bored. And I'm the one scrolling. Peak is like just the best going. I mean, Rust. I don't know about Rust. Rust, I'm gonna get raided instantly. Do I even have Minecraft on here? I don't. Y'all miss of Roblox. No, y'all miss of Minecraft. There is nothing. There is nothing. I played the game for free. That sucks. You're not allowed to play Wolfenstein. Ah, Rescue Run 2 is an arcade game. That makes sense. I know. I'm just giving you guys ASMR at this point. Straight up. Straight up just giving y'all ASMR. My bad. My bad. Lockdown protocol. Goose duck. You're getting penny core. Dude, I don't think there's anything good. This is so sad. This is so sad. Is it like a game similar to Slime Rancher 2? You know, we should might just get Slime Rancher 2. I don't know. I just what kind of game is it? Single player. But I feel like they just abandoned the game though. You know what I mean? Feel like they just abandoned it. Just like how they abandoned Cyberpunk. You know what I mean? There's nothing to play. Alright, should we just go to YouTube? Dude, there's really nothing here. And Roblox is just like copy and pasted games. Yeah, this gotta be like another simulator, huh? Yeah, I remember Parcel Simulator was absolutely goated. Oh, hold on, Ned. Wait a minute. New and trending. Static Dread. This is Grand Life. Gatehouse. Unholy Priest. Oh, I swear I saw that before. Everything on sale. They're just scamming you. Dude, there's just nothing. Wow, they have a game on that. That's just so disgusting. Wow, dude, there ain't nothing here. That's actually insane. How there's like absolutely nothing here. Like, hello? My goodness me. There's nothing here. Just ASMR and me. Top sellers, top sellers, top sellers, top sellers, top sellers, top sellers. By the way, there's lots of games on the PS5, just saying. We can't play the PS5 right now. We have to be quiet. And yesterday we cooked. What is it? What did I cook yesterday? I cooked Jurassic World yesterday. You know, absolutely cooked it though. No joke. Yo, I might just go straight to. I mean, I just said I wasn't gonna do Valorant or League of Legends, but they're toxic. Those games are so toxic. It's insane. It's insane how toxic they are. I really don't see anything here. Should I just play Battlefield 6? Jurassic World Evolution 3. Your boy's lost. I think we've just been browsing games for 30 minutes straight. I am so sorry. My bad, your boy's just completely lost. You know what I mean? It's just like we have to find something that's like well I wait. Huh. Chat, there's nothing. Sorry, the mic's in the way. Give me a minute, chat. Maybe I should just play Rust if I'm gonna spend $30. Wait, is Rust single player? I don't think Rust is. Not doxed? Gotta make sure. That's so annoying. Just, you know what I mean? I did a chat. Hold on, I'll be back real quick. Chat. Oh, yo, stop. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we're about to start this. Yeah. Let me get some more water. Let's go chill out. Maybe before we actually start the game. Yeah, let's look at a YouTube video real quick, yeah? Oh yeah. Hold on. You know, we're still just chatting. We're still just chilling. Let me get some water though. Okay, we have the water secured. Alrighty, we're gonna have a look at YouTube real quick, and then we're gonna go start a new series. I can't. I can't. I can't. What? Wait. Nice. just spilled water all over me. Oh, I guess I just opened like that then. Like what? Why the lid broken? The plastic lid broken, bro. Alright. Soon, we're gonna start the new series, yeah? Let's move these pulse lights down here. We can actually start talking a bit louder. Start moving the mic back to its original position, which is right here. Right. Should we go quickly do a little reaction? Y'all want to react to? Like I said, there's nothing on the police thing. Nothing on the police thing. Nothing on the police thing. There's just nothing. Mess. I have to. This is why I hate being quiet. Let's do one. Let's do one. No joke. Let's do one, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just do one story. You ready to lock in? Neighbor horror stories? Lock in. Oh yeah, let's lock in chat. ASMR as well. You're welcome.
My name is Garrett, and this took place when I was a sophomore in college. When I didn't get a dorm after freshman year, I scrambled for off-campus housing. Long story short, I ended up in a co-op, part of a 3-house community that was sort of near campus, but not really. It wasn't ideal, but it was cheap, and I didn't have many options. Plus, I had a bike, so I didn't really mind the extra travel time. Most of the
You have a bike only? Man, you a brokey. Oh my goodness.
residents were young students like me, but there were a few exceptions. There were a handful of alumni, 1 or 2 TAs, and a few older people getting their degrees later on in life. But the person who immediately stood out to me was an older woman who lived in one of the other houses. From what I could tell, she was maybe in her late 50s, even though she looked a little older than that. She had graying hair and walked with a sort of limp, like she had some kind of back injury. She was really quiet and mostly kept to herself, and she always had this blank expression on her face. I assumed she had some kind of connection to the university, maybe faculty, or maybe an alumni, but no one explained, and I didn't ask. The first time I saw her do something strange was in our common kitchen, which was a little weird to begin with.
Chat. What?
Graying hair and walked.
Hold
Most
on.
of the residents were young students. Like,
I don't understand.
deal, but it was a house community that. Long story short, after freshman year, I scrambled for off-campus housing. Long story short, I ended up in a co-op, part of a 3-house community that.
Co-op? Your boy's a bit lost.
That was sort of near campus, but not really. Ended up in a co-op, part of a 3-house community. She had graying hair and walked with a sort of kept to herself, and she always had this blank expression on her face, or maybe an alumni, but no one explained, and I didn't ask. The first time I saw her do something strange was in our common kitchen.
This kid was so sexy. What? Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry for pausing the video, but what is a common kitchen? Like, sorry, what? Are you that broke? You going to get a degree, share a house, only have a bike, and share a kitchen? What kind of peasant life is that? I don't get it. Sounds miserable. Sounds like a peasant, like, common kitchen. That's, wow. That's some brokey stuff I have no idea what's all about. What you mean by you live? What? So you're gonna be sharing a kitchen with people? Why? The only time I shared a kitchen was when I was camping with the boys, and the kitchen was like shared among everyone, like the entire camping area. But it was like chill, because you like clean it and stuff, right? This is not even up to my ecosystem, so I have no idea. No idea, chat. Hey, I can be loud now. Oh, all right, chat. Hey, we can be loud again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, let's listen to the video now. Okay, common kitchen, shared bedding. Let's see.
Hanging out in hours. She wasn't cooking or eating or even talking to anyone. She was just standing there while the rest of us were talking and running around, making dinner and listening to music.
That's some kind of student thing. Okay, let me turn off. Oh my goodness, please. Oh my god, silence. All right, chat. All right, we can finally talk normally now. No blocked ears. W. All right, let's lock in. So, hey, we're back. Let's continue the story.
She didn't try and join in. She just watched us blankly. I caught eyes with her a few times, and part of me got the feeling that she was watching me specifically, even though I knew that was unlikely.
You a girl, boy.
No one acknowledged her, which I thought was a little weird too. Maybe they knew something I didn't. Later that week, I was doing some homework in my room when I saw her again.
How?
I glanced out my bedroom window.
Oh, okay.
And there she was, staring up at me. As if that wasn't strange enough by itself, she wasn't even on the sidewalk, but rather in the middle of the street. It was getting late, and it was decently cold too, so she must have been freezing out there. I couldn't tell if she was looking into my window or just in the general direction of the house, but I felt like she was staring at me specifically. I waved at her, trying to be friendly. The moment I did, I instantly regretted it. She didn't wave back. Instead, she jumped up and down a few times like she was excited and then ran towards one of the other houses, presumably hers. I felt kind of sick. Not only had I acknowledged her, but I had confirmed that she had been looking into my room the entire time. And even if she hadn't, she now knew which room was mine. Later that night, I asked one of my housemates about her. He told me that that woman had always been there and that I should try my best to ignore her like the rest of them did. I inquired further about her, but the guy genuinely didn't know anything and said he was just repeating what someone had told him when he moved in.
What?
It didn't sit right with me, so I asked around until I got some semblance of an answer. One of the seniors in the specific house she lived in told me that she was associated with the university and was a little kooky, but that she didn't have a history of violence or getting physical. I asked him why no one found that as strange as I did, and he told me that they really couldn't control who lived there, as that decision was up to the property manager.
True.
I wasn't fully satisfied with that answer, but there was nothing I could do, so I tried to just block her out of my mind. But then it got worse. One night, I walked out of my room and nearly ran into her. She was in the hallway, standing right in front of my door. I literally jumped back because she caught me so off guard. It was past midnight on like a Tuesday, so the house was mostly dead. She didn't say anything when she saw me. She barely even reacted. Instead, she just turned and walked away as if I were the one who had intruded on her. I'm not going to go into every little detail, but there were several more occurrences like that one where I caught her either snooping somewhere where she had no business being or doing something she had no business doing. At some point, I lost my room key. All three houses had once been part of the same hotel, so all the rooms had personal locks and keys. It was a co-op, so most people just left their doors unlocked, but I was someone who couldn't sleep comfortably knowing someone could just walk into my room, so losing my key was a big deal. Everyone had a spare, including me, but I was pissed because I'd have to go make a copy of the key, and that was an extra annoyance I couldn't afford at the time.
You can't afford to make a key copy? This guy's broke. Oh my...
Later, I woke up randomly in the night. I wasn't sure why at first, but then I heard it. There was a soft bumping coming from my closet every 20 seconds or so.
Sorry, what? So you can't afford to copy your key? Wait, I'm so confused. Wait, so you lost the key to your room, right? And then, what'd you do? What did you do?
A few nights later, I woke up randomly in the night. I had a spare, including me, but I was pissed because I'd have to go make a copy of the key, and that was an extra annoyance I couldn't afford at the time. A few nights later, I woke up randomly in the night.
So he lost his key. He had a spare, but he lost his key. So what? The woman just she got your. How do you even lose? How do you even lose a key? I don't understand. If you lose a key, you lose the entire chain, huh? Yeah, if I ever lost the keys to the house, you would get the goddamn door to your entire room changed. This guy's so stupid.
I wasn't sure why at first, but then I heard it. There was a soft bumping coming from my closet every 20 seconds or so.
Huh? Someone's in your closet, GG.
It sounded like something shifting behind the door, like something was moving inside of my closet. I'm not one to scare easily, and I'm definitely not one to be helpless in a dangerous situation, so I was going to deal with this myself.
G.
I quietly got out of bed and took a deep breath. I slowly walked over to the closet, trying to keep my breathing under control. My heart was racing. In one fluid motion, I ripped the closet door open and screamed like a crazy person. Just as I expected, the woman was in there. She had one of my ties wrapped around her neck, and her eyes were wide open. She was holding a kitchen knife with her other hand.
That escalated extremely quickly. Excuse me, what?
And my scream must have startled her, because before I could react, she lunged at me with the knife outstretched. I screamed again, only this one wasn't pretend. It was a scream of pure fear. I wrestled her to the ground and was able to disarm her pretty easily, given how frail and small she was. That didn't make the situation any less terrifying, though. She kicked and fought and bit as I pinned her to the ground, screaming the whole time. I yelled for help, and I heard some doors slam, followed by some of my housemates running down the hall. My friend Lee immediately helped me immobilize the woman, and the two of us kept her pinned while someone else called the police. The rest of the night was a blur. The police got there quickly and arrested her on the spot. By that point, she had stopped screaming, but she refused to say anything either, which was extremely unsettling. The cops found my room key on her. Real big shocker there. A few weeks later, we got our answer about who she was. Apparently, she was the property manager's sister, who he had been letting live there under the radar. She had severe mental health issues, and instead of getting her proper care, he had just thrown her into one of the unoccupied rooms. I believe the property manager was eventually arrested for negligence and a slew of other things, and rightfully so. I honestly blame him so much more for what happened.
No, you should blame yourself, mate. You lose the keys to your room and you didn't even change the lock. You knew there's a crazy person around. Oh my goodness, this story is stupid.
If anything, I feel bad for her, but my pity won't erase the fact that she tried to kill me. I could have lost my life that night.
Didn't you say she's like 50 years old?
I have no idea why she seemed so interested in me specifically, but I can only hope nothing like that ever happens to me again. I'm graduating soon, and I'm definitely going to miss college, but I don't think I'll ever be able to look back on my time here without thinking about that
Maybe
night.
Don't share a house with random poor people. Like what? Next story, that was mid. What you watch? What's up, Money? Oh, we're watching some scary neighbor horror stories. Then we're gonna go to a game next. Next story, lock in.
This isn't really my story, but I essentially watched the whole thing happen, so I'm telling it anyway.
Okay.
I've lived in a modest 2-story home with my husband Benjamin for the better part of 20 years now. All of our
Damn.
kids are out living their own lives, and I couldn't
Oh, okay, so this person's old. So, 20 years of a husband and the kids already moved out. So she like at least 40, 50 years old, I'd assume. 40, 50-year-old woman. Yeah, that makes sense, right? 20 years with the husband. So I'm assuming married at like 20 something years old. So she's like 40 something. Kids moved out as well. Wow. Okay, so keeping in mind, context is always important when you watch these stories. Because, like, you know what I mean? Context is context. So 50-year-old woman, lock in.
be prouder. What I'm about to tell you happened last year. Someone had just moved into the house across the street, which was really nice because I was getting sick of looking out at a vacant house all the time. I'm retired, so I spend a lot of time on my front porch, knitting, reading, enjoying the weather with my husband, you name it.
Damn,
I
they're
also
that old.
listen to a lot of true crime podcasts out there, and sometimes I'll just play music. The person who moved into the house across the street was a young guy, maybe mid-20s.
Is she creeping on him? Wait, Che, how would you feel if you moved into a house and then it's just old couples always sitting outside at the front staring at your house? I feel like that's more of a horror story than. Yo, I swear that's more of a horror story. You imagine you move in next door, right? No, you move to the other. You move to the house across, and these old couple are like sitting in front of the front porch 24/7, just staring at your windows, just staring, like just observing you. I would build a fence. I would build a gate, and y'all can't see me anymore. But obviously, the way the story's depiction, and I'm assuming it's in America, everything's just wide open. So, yeah.
Expensive looking BMW and always dressed in flashy clothing.
Oh,
So I
shit.
figured
And
he was either well off or seriously pretending. I hope I'm not giving the wrong impression about him. He was actually really sweet. He introduced himself to us after a few days.
Probably because
His
he's staring
name
at
was
him.
Quinn, and he was a few years out of college, like I had guessed. He was a really bright guy and got along really well with Benjamin. They laughed and talked about sports, and Benjamin even dropped a few of his own college stories that I hadn't heard in a long time. Quinn said he worked in the entertainment industry, and that he did freelance work for some internet personality person,
He's
whatever that means.
He's a streamer. I work at entertainment. I help create content for. Yeah, he's like he's just a content creator. But the woman doesn't know. She's 50 years old.
It kind of went over my head, but it must have been lucrative. He looked pretty wealthy, like I said.
Yeah, freelancer content creator.
Stocks with Benjamin and told us about some of the investments.
That sounds like me. What? Content creator. He's well off. Talking about stocks and trading. So he's one of those students.
Investments he was making. All in all, he seems like a nice guy. Things were normal for a few months. Like I said, I spent a lot of time on my porch.
Yeah, so you're just
Quinn
spying
would
on him.
often wave to me when leaving his house.
Yeah,
and I
because you
always
just
waved back.
You're just sitting there
I can't
staring at
remember
him.
exactly when, but I started noticing the same girl going over to Quinn's house every so often. She drove a little white convertible, and she was
You're nosy.
young, blondes, the type of girl you'd expect a guy like him to date.
Uh-huh.
To be frank, she dressed a bit scandalously, which I didn't fully appreciate. I figured she was his girlfriend, maybe checking on the house while he was out. She had her own house key, so it made sense. It became a regular thing. Once, maybe twice a week, I'd see that car roll up while Quinn was gone. She'd go inside, stay for a while, then leave. I didn't really understand what she was doing, but young people date differently these days, so I kept my thoughts to myself.
Or cleaning the house up.
Then, one evening, I saw them together. Quinn pulled into his driveway with her in the passenger seat. That confirmed it. She was his girlfriend.
Are you sure it might just be like a little maid or plaything? Dude, this woman sat on a front porch and watched this entire dude's life. That's more of a horror story, you know what I mean? Straight up. She just knitting and staring at the young dude's life. Like calculating whenever he brings a girl over like an FBI agent. Oh my goodness me. Mind your business, jeez.
As I had assumed, but shortly after that day, things started getting tense. At least, that's what it seemed like. One afternoon, I was out tending to my little garden when I heard shouting from across the street. Quinn and the girl were standing in the driveway, yelling at each other. I couldn't catch what they were arguing about, but I didn't need to. She kept throwing her hands in the air, practically spitting her words at him. It looked like she was going to strike him. Eventually, she got in the car, slammed the door, and tore off down the road. Quinn shook his head and went back inside. I don't even think he noticed me. I figured it was a lover's spat. Every couple fights, and it wasn't my place to butt in where I was unwelcome. But then I saw that girl's car in front of his house again when he wasn't home. Not once, not twice, but multiple times. I told Benjamin, and he said it was rude to pry and that I should just leave the poor boy alone. Which I agreed with. But then came the night everything went sideways.
Well, she killed him?
Benjamin and I were asleep when we woke up to sirens blaring outside.
She killed him.
We rushed outside, joining the handful of neighbors who had come out to see what was going on. Quinn's house was swarming. Police cars, an ambulance, the whole nine.
She killed him.
We watched as the cops emerged from his house with that girl in handcuffs.
She killed him.
She didn't struggle or scream, just accepted what was going on and stared ahead with a blank expression. We saw Quinn being rushed outside on a stretcher.
Yandere. Oh, GG. He dating a Yandere, bro. You cheated on me. And then probably stabbed him in the sleep. R.I.P. Quinn. Chose the wrong girl.
He was a bloody mess, and I gasped at the sight. We didn't see him for a week after that. I was worried sick.
He did.
When he finally came back, Benjamin and I walked over to check on him. He let us in without hesitation and told us everything.
His girlfriend going
Apparently,
crazy.
That girl, her name was Ellie, had confessed to everything, making things easy for the police. For starters, she wasn't supposed to have his house key. She had stolen his spare and made a copy without him knowing. According to him, she started asking him for things. Fancy dinners, jewelry, expensive trips. When he hesitated, she got possessive and angry, which was when things started going downhill in their relationship. Every time she had shown up unannounced to his house, he hadn't been aware. She had access to his location through his phone, which I didn't even know was possible.
Yandere.
She had gone through all of his stuff, but worst of all, she had planted hidden cameras in his room.
Yo, straight Yandere. Yo, how is Quinn stupid enough to not know when someone enters his house? Do you not have security cameras for your own house? That don't make no sense. That makes zero sense. Huh? Wait, she got security cameras in your house, but you don't even know when she enters your house. How do you not even know if someone enters your house or not? You not have security cameras yourself. That doesn't make sense.
Every time she went back to his house when he wasn't there, she was replacing the camera batteries and making sure they were still working. The argument between them that I overheard was Quinn's attempt at breaking up with her. She refused, and Quinn reluctantly agreed to go on a break.
Oh,
Ellie had
man.
seen everything through the cameras, and the next night, she went to his house with a knife.
Stabbed him, GG.
I'm not going to explain the rest, you get the idea.
Yeah.
Somehow, Quinn managed to get her to the grounds, but not before she seriously injured him. The doctors said he was an inch away from needing surgery, or dying. Benjamin and I tried to console him, but he was visibly shaken.
Actual Yandere
The last
right
thing
there.
he said before we left was that he had learned his lesson about flaunting his money, especially around pretty girls.
You got money, but you have lack of security. That's stupid, bro. That's so dumb. So he's rich, right? He's rich. He's well off, but he dated a gold digger. Wouldn't say gold digger, but he chose a yandere girl. Except yandere girls are easy to deal with if you're smart about it. Except he's not even smart about it. How do you not know when someone enters your house or not? How do you not know hidden cameras in your room too? That straight up make no sense. How do you not know she enters your house? Or how do you not know anyone enters your house? That don't make zero sense. Yo, Quinn deserves it 100% though. That straight up make no sense though. I don't understand how you wouldn't know if someone entered your house or not. Do you not have a security camera to know who pulls in your house or not?
He moved out not long after. He said he didn't feel safe in that house anymore, and that his ex had tons of friends just like her, and he didn't feel comfortable with the thought that they might have known where he lived. We never saw him again.
That's why
God, he's doing okay.
you get a compound gate.
Ever have to go through something like that.
Yeah, always get a compound gate. Don't get those like houses that is just a front door and that's it. Get those houses with a fence and a gate. So two layers. First layer is the gate for the car. Yeah, or like just a gate. You know, that's like one layer. So once they get into that one, once they enter through your gate, you got a whole bunch of CCTV to scan the entire land, which gives access to the front door to the house. So like 2 layers of security. Straight up, two layers of security. The gate and the front door. That's like the safest thing. Gate, security camera land, front door. And then if you really want, you could have another security land inside the house. It's that simple. Except in like white America people, they straight up just have the front porch there, wide in the open. No compound gate, no nothing. Oh well. Next story, last story, chat, and we're gonna go to Slime Rancher. Lock in.
That, especially not someone as young as him.
Story 3.
When I moved into my new place, I was just looking for a fresh start. I won't get into the details, but let's just say I had a bad situation with an ex that made staying in my old city impossible. I ran into some money early in life and made some bad decisions about the kind of women I surrounded myself with.
Oh, so we're hearing a story from a dude with another yandere girl. Crazy ex. Okay. He moved away solely to get away from her? Is it that bad? Can't be that bad, is it?
Lesson learned. The neighborhood I moved to is really nice. Low crime, quiet, mostly families. The houses here are really spaced out, which was partially what drew me there. But for some reason, the property next to mine is much closer in proximity than most of the other properties are to each other. And by the way, that house next door is huge. When I first saw it, I thought I could easily fit a family of 10. That's honestly what I assumed at first, that a big family lived there, grandparents and everything. But I could not have been more wrong. Even though I try to be low-key, I wasn't going to be a rude neighbor. I took it upon myself to introduce myself to everyone in the neighborhood.
Wow.
For whatever reason,
Who does
I
that?
decided to introduce myself to my next-door neighbors last. I couldn't tell you why. Everyone else I met seemed really sweet and genuine. I'd say 90% of them were parents of young children.
Hey, just saying,
Yeah.
in New Zealand, nobody talks to their neighbors. I'm just saying this real quick. In New Zealand, or at least in the area I'm in New Zealand, nobody knows each other. Nobody knows each other in the neighborhood, bro. Like, I don't even know who the neighbors are next door. Who are they? I don't know. No one talks to each other in New Zealand, bro. Oh, actually, depends on the area you're in, but in the area I'm in, bro, I don't even talk to the neighbors. We don't even know each other. Well, no one talks to each other in New Zealand, bro. There ain't no, hey, how you doing, neighbor? What? Yo, the neighbor next door could be murdered. I'll be like, what? Who? Okay. Straight up. Then no one knows each other. That's an America thing, huh? American people like super friendly community stuff, and they're things like wide open, bro. In my area, everyone's got fences and gates. Everyone's got fences and gates. Yeah, like even in apartments, no one go. You don't even go to the next door apartment and say, "Hey, how you doing? I'm your neighbor." You probably go to jail if you do that. No joke. Try that in New Zealand. You probably go to jail. Be like the first 3 neighbors you knock at and introduce yourself. One of them's gonna call the police saying, "Hey, yo, this guy creepy." GG. Depends on where you live. Yeah. Oh well. This American thing. They introduce each other. But it's because their houses, like in the photo, are like wide open. Just community.
Yes, they were all slightly intimidating, purely based on how successful they seemed to be. I wasn't too sure how a younger guy like myself would easily blend into a community like that, but that was more of a personal concern. When I got around to meeting my next-door neighbor, my social battery was mostly drained from having spent the day making small talk with strangers. I knew if I just went back home, I was never going to be as motivated to meet them, so I just sucked it up and walked up their driveway. I had gotten accustomed to being greeted by someone middle-aged, so when a young-looking dude in a mullet opened the door, I was a little taken aback. Hell, he looked even younger than me, which was definitely a shock. I recovered quickly and went ahead with my new-to-the-neighborhood spiel. As I went on, he flashed me this massive smile and actually cut me off before I could even finish talking. He said something along the lines of, "Oh wow, someone who was born in my decade, what a nice surprise." I laughed and told him the same thing, venting to him about how out of place I felt as a single guy in his late 20s amongst so many families with kids. He told me not to worry about that, and that most of the people who lived here kept to themselves, which was kind of a relief for me. He introduced himself as Damon and told me I should come by for a drink sometime. I shrugged my shoulders and said, hell, why not right now? To which I expected him to laugh and invite me in. Instead, though, he looked over his shoulder like he was scanning his living room, and then he turned back to me, saying he wished he could, but he was busy working. I asked him what he did for work, because it just seemed like a normal follow-up question to what he said, and he dropped his smile a bit. After a weird stare, he laughed and just said, finance, but didn't elaborate any more than...
I know what he's doing. I know what that Mohawk dude doing. Oh, I know. I understand the Mohawk guy straight away. I feel the Mohawk guy. I understand him 100%. They're young. He's in like a really big house. Everyone here is like old, middle age. Everyone keeps to themselves. Then someone your age comes up to you and asks you all these questions. Man, I would hate the guy right now. No joke. I would hate him already. I understand why he's scanning around behind him as well. He's making sure that the person telling the story ain't like, trying to be bad. I 100% understand the Mohawk guy. I'm on the Mohawk side already. In finance, plot twist, he probably got rich off like he traded high amounts of money, or he like got rich from a pump. No, not pump. He got rich from crypto or something like that. 100%. 100%. What? They said their house is like huge. Yeah, he's definitely into like crypto. Yep. Or like just trust anything not normal. No job. He ain't working a job, bro. He just did finance, so he obviously got rich from investing into an asset. Or receiving it from his parents. One of those two. Oh, and also, yeah, the guy's like, can I come in right now? Like, what? No, get away from me. Stay away from me. What? No, I'm busy doing work. Why do you want to drink with me? What the? Get out of here. What?
That, which I thought was a bit strange. I told him fair enough and asked if he had any roommates.
Yo, he asking too many questions though. You know what I mean? What's your job? Can I come in? How many roommates you got? Yo, that's major red flags. Yo, you want to know what I do for my living? You want to know how many people live in the house with me? You want to come inside with a drink? What? I don't know you. Yo, go away.
To my surprise, he told me he lived there alone, which was absolutely insane to me given how big the house was.
He's
We
rich.
chit-chatted for a few more minutes, and he gave me his number before going back inside. I was excited that someone my age lived here, especially because he seemed like a really chill guy.
Story guy sounds
I couldn't
like
get over how odd it was for someone like that to live all alone. And yeah, I know I was essentially doing the same thing, but you have to keep in mind my house wasn't even half the size of his. Anyway, I went back home and got on with my life. That was about 6 months ago. For a few weeks after that, nothing eventful really happened.
6 weeks.
I texted Damon a few days after he gave me his number to try and set something up, but he'd always complain about how busy he was and how sorry he was that we couldn't hang out.
He doesn't want to hang out with you.
Eventually, I gave up with him. Not in a hostile way, just in a you do you kind of way.
Yeah, facts.
I'm definitely not the type of person to bend over backwards for someone who seems disinterested.
Yeah.
I never saw anyone coming or going from Damon's place. No visitors, no parties, no girls, nothing. He never even got takeout delivered, which was strange to me because his car was always in the driveway. I genuinely didn't know what he ate because I literally never saw him leave the house. The guy lived like a ghost. I work from home, and the office in my house is on the 3rd floor, which overlooks Damon's property.
3rd floor? What?
So much about his living habits. I know it sounds obsessive and a little creepy.
Yeah, it literally is obsessive. You're trying to figure out his entire life. Your office is like facing his what? That's major creepy, bro. 3rd floor? Sorry, what? 3rd floor. Is 3rd floor just 2nd floor in American way? Because like apparently Americans like somehow scan the 1st floor as like a 2nd floor. I don't even know how it works.
Was also just a glance away from my monitor, so I couldn't help but look over from time to time.
Yeah, so you stopped spying on him.
One night, it was a Wednesday night. I remember that distinctly. I woke up around 2 a.m. to the sound of loud music. I sleep with my windows open, so that's probably how I woke up so easily. At first, I thought I was imagining it, or it was part of a really vivid dream I was having, but I was wrong. I got out of bed and peeked out my window, and there they were, 7 or so cars lined up in Damon's driveway. There was no mistaking it, he was having a party. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not the type to complain about some noise. I've been to my fair share of house parties, but it was the middle of the week and the volume was insane. I figured I'd just go over, knock, and ask him to turn it down.
Wow.
I threw on a hoodie and walked over. It was a full-blown party, that much was clear from outside. I knocked on the door, but no one answered. I pulled out my phone to text Damon, but I decided against it, knowing he'd probably ignore me and give me some BS excuse the following morning. I knocked on the door again, harder this time. Still nothing. I reached for the handle, half expecting it to be locked, but to my surprise, the door swung open.
He has a party.
Inside, the first thing I saw was a pile of shoes in the foyer, at least 10 pairs. But there was something off. There was literally no one in there. I moved further in, expecting to see people in the living room, maybe the kitchen, but it was completely empty. There weren't even any drinks left out. I could hear people over the music that was playing in the background though, which I didn't understand. But then I really listened to it, and everything hit me all at once. It wasn't even music, really. It was a recording, a literal recording of people laughing, yelling, clinking glasses. The whole party was fake, all of it. But that didn't make sense to me. It still didn't explain the shoes or the cars. There were people in that house, that much was certain. I should have turned around right then, but I needed to know what was going on.
So you
I moved
snooping around.
discreetly around the house until I saw a door that was slightly ajar. I gently pushed it open and it led down to the basement. I'm not sure how I knew, but something told me what I was looking for was downstairs. It was dark down those stairs.
Why are you going
with
all the way
exception
into
of
his
a very faint light coming from somewhere I couldn't see.
Why are you going all the way
There
down
was
into
no
his
reason to go
basement?
down there. I knew that, but I did it anyway.
You did it anyways. Huh. What? I'm gonna go down his basement, see what's up, because I'm nosy. Bruh, if you knew it was a fake party, then obviously they're doing some kind of cult or meeting. And they're trying to deceive you into thinking it's a party, so he went down anyways, chat. He went down anyways. GG, he's dead.
I got to the bottom of the stairs and looked around. The light was coming from another door somewhere deeper in the basement. I crept towards it, and as I got closer, I started to pick up on another noise I hadn't been able to hear earlier over the music. It sounded almost mechanical. It was this heavy, rhythmic grinding, like heavy machinery or a buzzsaw or something. I got a little closer, close enough to see through the crack. There were 3 people standing in there, looking across the room at something that was out of view. They were all older-looking guys, significantly older than Damon. They were wearing heavy-duty work clothes and had on these protective goggles and thick rubber gloves. I also realized they were wearing what looked like work boots, even though I had seen all those other shoes upstairs. Under different circumstances, I would have assumed that they were construction workers. I really wanted to see what they were looking at, but it was too far out of view. After a few seconds of me just standing there, I started to pick up on this awful bleach smell, or some kind of cleaning solution. That's what did it for me. I started to feel this awful pit in my stomach, like my life was in danger. I can't explain it. I turned to leave, trying to be as quiet as possible. As I was finding my way back to the stairs, the light from behind me suddenly dimmed, like someone had shut the door behind me. I didn't actually hear the door over the music, but I felt it. I sprinted up the stairs as fast as I could. I ran through the house and burst out the front door. I didn't run directly to my house. I jumped my own fence and made it to the backyard. I slipped in through my side door, locking it behind me. My chest was pounding, but under no circumstances could I let Damon or any of those other guys know it was me who had been snooping around. I gathered myself and went up to my office, making sure all the lights up there were off. I crouched down below the window and peeked over at Damon's house. There was no one there. But then, a few minutes later, the front door flew open and like 8 guys poured out, scanning the yard, the driveway, the street, but Damon wasn't with them. I could tell because everyone looked older, like those first guys I had seen. A few of them looked like they were arguing about something, but I couldn't make out what they were saying.
Hey, who left the front door
One of the
unlocked?
men actually shoved one of the other ones, and I thought they were about to start fighting in the
Hey,
street.
Bobby, why'd you
but
not?
they didn't.
I need some.
Eventually, they all went back inside, and the music stopped soon after that. I stood at the window, trying to make sense of what had just happened. I thought about calling the cops, but what would I even say? The music wasn't playing anymore, and there was no real crime I could actually report. The thing I couldn't understand was how none of my other neighbors had a problem with the loud music, especially since most of them had children. I figured if they hadn't been able to hear it and I called the police, Damon would know it was me. And the shoes, I had no idea what that was about either. The people I had seen were all wearing boots. So did they bring extra pairs of shoes just to leave in the foyer? I had too many questions and I didn't know what to do, so I just went to bed. The next morning, I woke up and looked out my bedroom window. Every single car was gone, including Damon's. I went upstairs to try and get some work done, but I couldn't concentrate and found myself looking over at Damon's house every 5 seconds. After a few hours of his car not being there, I decided to go for a walk, partly to clear my head, but mostly to take some low-key glances through his windows. Nothing.
That is so creepy. He went out for a walk just to have a look at his windows. What? Yeah, he's about to get kidnapped.
Though. Days passed and Damon still didn't return, or his car didn't at least. I was baffled with every passing day. I still couldn't figure out how my other neighbors had been able to sleep through all the noises that night, so I just straight up asked them. I went to a few houses and asked them if they had heard the party he had a few nights ago. No one knew what I was talking about, even after I told them which house it was coming from and how late it was. I thought I was going crazy. That was a few months ago now. The crazy thing is Damon still hasn't returned, and it's clear no one is maintaining his house, as the grass is starting to get really long, and there's an untouched pile of packages leaning against his front door. I don't know what to make of this. It could be nothing, but I feel like no one would go to such lengths to disguise what they were doing with a fake party, unless it was something illegal. But would people going to such lengths really forget something as important as locking the front door? Maybe that's what those guys had been arguing about.
Yeah.
I really have no idea, and the fact that none of my other neighbors seemed bothered by it makes me think I'm involved in some huge conspiracy or something. I know I'm just being paranoid, but I just have so many unanswered questions. When Damon returns, if he ever does, I'm debating whether or not I should just go and straight up ask him.
Yo, this guy's just obsessed with his neighbor. It's probably not even a big deal. Not really a big deal, man. Probably, yeah, sure, some kind of conspiracy theory, but like, man, you too nosy, huh? And those guys definitely arguing about who left the front door unlocked. That story was mid, because like, the whole thing could be fake. Probably just, I mean, science project or something. I don't know. Can't really say much about that story except the storyteller's way too nosy. Let's look at the comments, shall we? Story 3 is definitely gonna go in my hall of stories. I was on the edge the entire time. Huh? Watch Damon submit a story about his creepy neighbor who randomly showed up at his house one day, kept texting him to hang out, constantly stared at his house from the window, then snuck into his house in the middle of the night while I was being renovated. So he creeped out and left his house. Ha! True. True, you can swap the story around, and Damon's the weirdo. He is the weirdo. Straight up. Except, obviously, the renovation is a bit sus. Okay? 2 a.m. renovation. Yeah, obviously, it wasn't actually a 2 a.m. renovation. It was definitely something different. Story 3 creeps me out. Maybe Khalil's too sick. Damon was either connected to a drug ring or something. I like how the third story starts as if it's a direct continuation of the second one from the guy's perspective. Yo, everyone talking about story 3. You definitely walked into a gang dissolving a corpse with acid or bleach. He angered a mafia gang. Yo, this guy might be onto something. Hold on now. No, that wouldn't make sense. That obviously they wouldn't be dissolving Damon himself because then he would be reported missing. You should do an update for the last story. Knowing they disposed of him, he might be still in the house in the basement. You don't. I just don't know, man. Again, though, like, third guy, a bit too nosy. You know what I mean? Way too nosy. Everyone in the story is nosy, huh? Straight up, everyone's so nosy. The first story was like, you know, okay, crazy woman, you lost the keys. Okay, second story was, you know, crazy ex. And then the next story was that, oh, mid, really. Pretty much just have security around your house. That's basically it. Have a little compound. Compound, yeah, exactly. Literally one of these. Oh, no. Maybe a more secured one. You know? Straight out compound gate. Yeah, literally just a compound gate. With security cameras inside. Yeah, like these. Oh, that looks good. Well, no, not that. That looks trash. The ones that just automatic. You know what I mean? Or, look, you could just have a simple gate. You know, you could just have a simple wooden gate. That's more than enough. But, you know, the automatic ones are like, you know, for cars and stuff. Straight up just get a compound and gate, man. That's like the top tier security. Like this, literally. Literally, oh. Literally just a compound gate. Okay, not that. That one's too short. Not this one. What is this? That's terrible. You could just climb over that. Just jump over that. Something like that? Oh, yeah. Yep, like that. Man. Big gate. Yeah, like that. Big gate, barbed wires on the side. Straight up. Y'all want one of those. Compound gate. Straight up compound. But Americans, they do something like... They just have... Americans just have these. My nice little neighborhood. My front door's open. I got a Ring camera. And, yeah. Yeah, literally. America. I talk to all my neighbors. I got a Ring camera. I sit on my front porch. I talk to my neighbors. You know, sometimes my neighbors shoot up the cops and I have a little show. You know what I mean? Yeah, I smoke my cigarette. Yeah, my neighbor next door, actually, he threatened the police and he had a shootout. Yeah, he didn't make it so far. He got killed. Got the whole Bearcat on the front yard. Yo, even the police officers went into my house and used my window as a sniper den, you know what I mean? Yeah, he didn't make it to Bobby. But American rights, you know, my sniper, no, he got a shotgun and he didn't want to pay his bills and, you know, freedom. So he had to shoot up the police and he died. That's just my stereotype on Americans. Y'all see it on YouTube? Dude, they do crazy stuff. Open yards. And the fact that they got like freedom with guns means like if you don't comply, they just send the entire SWAT army at your front door. And like, will literally be like, because they can't risk losing an officer. Because from personal experience, if they go in the house, the owner's got like some kind of automatic rifle and just start blasting. So they have to use like their entire SWAT team, Bearcats, and it's just a whole mess. Literally, look at this. Where's that video? Look, I'll show you what I mean. Midwest safety. There's literally a video in here. Straight up. Watch this. Watch this shit. Hold on. Look. Look. There was a video I watched
March
a long time ago,
27th.
which is literally explaining what I'm saying. This guy shows like America. Where is it? Where's that video? It was like a neighbor from hell. Where's that video? Police neighbor. Yo, W keyboard, man, so good. Where is it? Yeah, here. America, everything open porch, right? And look, like one escalation, right? And then they just bring out like the goddamn like SWAT. Literally, just bring out the entire SWAT team to get the guy out.
Sheriff's office, don't move! Sheriff's office, don't move!
Oh, no, I'm not sure it's on Twitch, huh? I'm about to get banned. Yo, like they got like tanks and everything, Bearcats. Like, America's crazy, man. I wouldn't get it. Straight up, it's just SWAT team, you know? Police neighbor SWAT team. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh wow, XQC the same thing, huh? Yeah, I just straight up just SWAT team action. Alright, chat, I think that's enough talking. We can be actually loud now. Y'all know what time it is. Should I play Slime Rancher 1 first or play number 2? I've played number 2 before. No. I've played number 1. I have played number 1 before when I was younger, so I think we might just go straight to Slime Rancher 2. This is gonna take like 30 hours to play. It's gonna be our new series game. Alright, chat. Slime Rancher 2. Lock in.